with John Summer, Diane Roberts, Bob Alvarez on sports, and Wendy Ross with your weather. And now, your first late news.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Diane Roberts.
I'm John Summer. There's a breaking story at the Ponce de Leon housing project right now. Authorities reported Tampa police officer is shot. It happened a short time ago. The wound is to the leg. He's been transported to Tampa General Hospital. That's all we know right now. If we get more information, we'll pass it along to you later on in the newscast.
Well, tonight, residents of a low-income housing project charge they've been lied to, and it's costing them their homes and more.
Laurel Park residents in St. Pete knew they'd lose the homes. The project is scheduled for demolition to make way for a parking lot for the Florida Suncoast Dome. But tonight, the Laurel Park citizens claim housing officials promised them plenty of money to relocate, and then somehow the figures changed. Jim Silico joins us live from Laurel Park to explain. Jim?
Well, John and Diane, it's not that the residents don't want to move, it's just that they're afraid they can't afford to. The Housing Authority has offered to pay $550 to each resident in moving expenses. Tony Farmer supports herself and 2 children on a $290 a month welfare check. Farmer says she can't afford to help pay for any move. She says the $550 housing officials are offering her and her Laurel Park neighbors won't cover the deposits and utility fees that we'll face when they relocate.
It's not that I'm really upset. I just want a decent place, for me and my children. And, and then I'll be settled with that.
This is a protest petition stating that the money is not fair.
Dolores Jackson is upset with housing officials, and so are the Laurel Park residents who are signing her petition. Jackson and the others claim Housing Authority Director Ed White offered them as much as $3,500 each to cover their moving expenses.
Read at the meeting around to the daycare center where about 51 people just stated they signed a petition to that effect that they heard and said.
Housing Authority Director Ed White is out of town and unavailable for comment. None of his associates would speak with 44 News about the Laurel Park residents' complaints. As the Suncoast Dome approaches completion, the people who live in its shadow wonder what will happen to them.
And where we're going to move at, that's my big concern.
Now, the residents are scheduled to meet with Housing Authority officials on Valentine's Day. Hopefully some of their concerns will be listened to then. John and Diane?
Valentine's Day, that's the 14th. That's next week. Well, when are they scheduled to move?
Well, that's another concern on the part of some of the residents. They say they're not sure. They think it's sometime next month, but they haven't been given an exact date.
Okay, Jim. Thank you very much. Jim Silico live in St. Pete. Well, more problems affect another public housing project tonight, this time one over in Tampa.
There is a Head Start program located in the North Boulevard Homes project. Parents say that location really serves the community well, but they also claim the facility is filthy. Catherine Bursch has the story from our newsroom. Catherine?
John and Diane, parents who use that Head Start program don't want it moved. They just want some nearby dumpsters moved. Now, that sounds like an awful simple problem to solve, but it's been going on for a year now.
We were here.
Yeah, I picked up the dumpster.
Okay, if it was not a problem, why didn't you come clean it up?
A year's worth of frustration spills out tonight. Angry parents confront a housing official over what they say are unsanitary conditions. The parents are worried about their kids who attend this Head Start program located in a Tampa public housing project. Their main complaint, that a huge rollout dumpster nearby attracts rats, flies, and just downright stinks.
I'm very concerned about my daughter's health because in the back here, you can smell the snitch and all the foul odor in the back from this dumpsters in the back here.
However, Assistant County Administrator Pat Bean checked out the Head Start site today and found no problem.
There was no odor. There were no flies. I never once had to brush away an insect or fly.
Parents claim housing officials spruced up the place for our cameras. Even so, neighborhood children played on filthy mattresses found in the dumpster, and parents produced a bag containing rats.
A bag of rats. They set traps every night to catch these. Because, would you want your children to eat on a stove that, rats have crawled over all night? I know I don't.
Housing Director Audley Evans says the rats don't come from the dumpster, but from crawl spaces under nearly every project building. But he is offering a compromise tonight.
By tomorrow, I'll fence the entire parking lot that the dumpster is placed in so that nobody has to go into that area except the people that are allowed to go in to put the used furniture in.
Well, fencing should keep garbage out of that dumpster. It's meant for old furniture only. And the fence should also keep kids from pulling that old furniture out. However, parents say that's not enough. They still want it moved.
Now, this sounds like a real easy problem, Catherine. What's so difficult about moving a dumpster?
Well, housing officials say they'd have to build another concrete pad for that dumpster. That's costs money they say they don't have. And even if they did move it, they say it would just end up in someone else's backyard. They're convinced this is the place for that dumpster.
Okay, thanks, Catherine Bursch. It looks like Hillsborough County residents won't see any local option sales tax anytime soon. County commissioners meeting tonight voted to delay taking any action on that funding method, at least until June. And that's too late for the measure to turn up on any election ballots next fall. Commissioners were considering a half-cent sales tax, despite the public's overwhelming vote against a penny sales tax just 3 months ago.
Homicide detectives in Hillsborough have a real strange case on their hands tonight. The victim is a woman in her 50s, clubbed on the head. They aren't releasing her name right now. Investigators say her employer was telephoned last night, and a high-pitched voice on the other end said the woman was dead. When the employer arrived at the victim's condo in Town and Country, he found the door open and then called the sheriff's office. The neighbor says there was nothing to indicate trouble in the woman's life.
It's always quiet. She never made any noise, never bothered anybody, never caused any problems.
Divers searched a nearby creek looking for evidence, and although they pulled a few things out, they could not say if they are related to the case. Dunedin police say Robert Johnson is a movie star, but an illegal one. Investigators report they've got piles of pornographic videos starring Johnson, movies produced in his home on Paloma Lane in Dunedin, and then sold nationwide through ads placed in magazines. It's the charge of wholesale distribution of pornography that makes this a felony, and the 28-year-old Johnson remains in the Pinellas County Jail tonight. Investigators say Johnson's business brought him $50,000 a year in untaxed, unreported income.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department uses drug money to fight drugs, and tonight they're a little bit richer for it. Several Bay Area law enforcement agencies divvied up more than $250,000. Hillsborough County took in $147,000 of it. Forfeiture laws allow assets from illegal drug activities to be seized. This money comes from an early 80s drug smuggling case. The cash will help finance long-involved drug operations.
So much for your agency. We would probably not be able to subsidize investigations of this nature unless we had the assistance of forfeitures.
Drug agents say seizing assets helps break organized drug rings.
Here we are at the end of another beautiful day in the Bay Area, and to tell us just how beautiful it was and is Wendy Ross. Hi, Wendy.
Hello, John. We still have cloudy skies across the Bay Area, but very comfortable temperatures right now. Our readings continue to be in the 60s with a 67-degree average around the Bay Area. The humidity is high, though. It's very muggy out with 81% humidity right now. Winds continue out of the north, and we have a rising barometer. And is it going to rain on the Gasparilla Parade this weekend? I'll let you know in just a few minutes. John and Diane?
Oh, we hope not. Coming up on your first late news, Jay Vilwalk takes a trip back to the 60s for tonight's movie review.
Sorry, just doing my mantra, man. Hey, there's this flick called Flashback. It's about a dude from the 60s who is with a dude from the 90s. It's going to be reviewed by a dude named Jay Vilwalk. That's coming up. Peace, man.
And also coming up, Andy Rooney's not laughing tonight. The 60 Minutes humorist finds himself suspended by CBS. That story coming up a little later in the news.
If you can't wait that long, come to the store where you won't have to. Eckerd. Maybe you can't hurry love, but you can find the perfect Valentine's card in a hurry. American greetings at Eckerd, because America can't wait.
Something very exciting is going on here. It's a program called Foretell from GTE. It's a computer network that allows us to test your phone lines, look for problems, and fix them without ever disturbing you. You see, in GTE, it's not just communications we offer, it's solutions. Shh.
dad used to say, son, if you sell peanuts, all you can make is peanuts. Sell elephants. Well, Dad was right. And so is Metropolitan Mortgage when they say money is like that, too. Get an elephant-sized loan. Get enough money. Enough money to pay off the credit cards, department stores, car loans, finance companies. Pay everybody off and cut your payments down to something you can afford. It won't be one of those scary balloon mortgages either. Metropolitan Mortgage doesn't believe in that, period. You'll love the way Metropolitan does business. They have a new concept in lending. If you're a homeowner with sufficient equity in your home, you won't be turned down because of your age, your credit, or income. No embarrassing questions to your friends or employers. It's all confidential. So call Metropolitan Mortgage right now and ask for an elephant-sized loan with peanut-sized payments. Metropolitan Mortgage is standing by now. Call the office nearest you. Anywhere else, dial 1-800-EASY-YES.
A couple of dozen school children sit at home tonight, no doubt having a tough time concentrating on homework. Here's why. This is the school bus they were riding on this afternoon in Tampa when the driver plowed into the back of a car at Armenia in 275. 9 of the children were taken to the hospital to check out bumps and bruises, but nothing more serious than that. And tonight, all the kids are back home. Police say the bus driver, Roland Riviero, is at fault. He's charged with careless driving. The occupant of the car he hit suffers a broken collarbone.
Some Bay Area students take school time to learn the lessons of homelessness. With the homeless population swelling nationwide and here in Florida, educators believe studying the problem is part of the solution. Terrell Harris has more from a Pinellas County school.
Scenes like this are all too common. Homeless men, even women and children with no place to live. 2,000 in Pinellas County alone, 20,000 statewide.
I want you to think about how it might feel if you really didn't have a home.
In Pinellas County, school administrators believe part of the solution to the problem is education. So in elementary schools countywide, half of the middle schools, and in 14 high schools, students are learning what homelessness really means and reasons for it.
I saw this guy, and there was this garbage can, and he was put in a grocery cart, and he got in the garbage and started getting cans, probably to go sell them and buy him some food.
These kids will be tomorrow's leaders. There is good reason to believe this problem is not going to go away, and these kids can be instrumental in determining the future and dealing with the problem.
This class will spend one entire week discussing homelessness and suggesting solutions.
What can we do?
It may have been the words of this song written by one of their teachers and sung by their schoolmates that helped these students decide they'd collect canned goods for those in need.
There are over 1,000 homeless people in just Pinellas County. The homeless don't have food or good shelter, and it's hard.
Hard lessons learned at an early age. Educators hope it will make a difference.
We've got to try.
In Seminole, Terrell Harris, 44 News at 10.
All of the schools participating in the Homeless School Project pledge to do what they can for the homeless. So if your child asks you for canned goods, clothes, or a blanket, we urge you to help out.
It's great. Teach the little children compassion like that
Yes,
at
it
an early
is.
age. Well, coming up next, Wendy's weather.
Tomorrow's updated forecast, plus a look ahead toward the weekend.
Who's the best in the Pinellas County Conference? Hi, I'm Bob Alvarez. The answer to that question and a whole lot more coming up tonight in sports.
You want a back rub?
It's a great way to relax.
Guys, why don't we stop telling women we want to give them a massage? Why don't we say what we really want?
A little music, a lot of laughs, and some stimulating talk.
That's the oldest line, and I hate to say it, I still do it.
That's Arsenio. No lie.
The truth is, I've got a great show for you. Robert Urich and Grammy nominee Lyle Lovett on the next Arsenio Hall show.
Tonight at 11 on WTOG, Your 44.
Kathy! You've only practiced an hour. I can't hear you.
The special softness of Northern bathroom tissue comes from 2 sheets being quilted together. And quilting makes a difference you can feel. Northern, now quilted softness comes in a 12-roll pack.
I asked myself, do I really need 2 pair of eyeglasses?
Well, I saw that Optimart's price for 2 pair of eyeglasses is only $59, including lenses. That's less than the others charge for 1 pair. So for $59, this or this? When I ask myself, I get the right answer.
Shop smart at Optimart. Standard bifocals now only $10 more per pair. And save big on Barrelux or SmartSeg bifocals. Get details at Optimart, your best value in sight.
It's J. Byron's Super Saturday Sale.
Saturday, February 10th. Open early, 9 a.m. Save 25 to 60% on select items all day long.
Save 60% on all 14-karat gold chains, charms, and earrings.
50% off our entire stock of Seiko watches.
Juniors, 40% on activewear featuring Shell Shock and men's Levi's Action Slacks.
25 to 60% savings all day during J. Byron's Super Saturday Sale.
Don't miss it.
Some more information now on the Tampa police officer shot tonight. They're not releasing his name, but we know he's in good condition at Tampa General Hospital. Police spokesman Steve Cole says the shooting occurred during an undercover drug deal that went sour in the Ponce de Leon housing project in Tampa.
Time for Wendy Ross to look at our weather.
Our weather was very changeable today. You know, we started off with absolutely blue skies and very pristine conditions. It was lovely.
Didn't stick with us, though.
Didn't stay with us, but there was not a drop of rain anywhere. We had a great deal of cloudiness around the area throughout the latter part of the day, a lot of haze, but our temperatures managed to get up to record high levels today, with Tampa reporting a record high of 83 degrees. So it was quite warm there, and that high was shared by Lakeland, also 83 for the daytime high. Overnight lows tonight will be slightly warmer than they were this time last night. We're expecting to see our readings to be in the 50s and a little bit warmer on the beaches. Temperatures are in the 60s are expected here. Pearl Fisher and Biddy Buzza can both expect overnight lows to drop down into the low 60s this evening. And right now across the state, we do have a lot of cloudiness over Florida, but as you can see, very little in the way of rain. The only rainfall right now is taking place across the Panhandle region and all along the coastline of the Gulf Coast states. But for the most part, it's been very spotty. Some heavier showers have been breaking out across parts of Texas. And here's our cloud cover. We continue to see dense cloud cover over the central part of our state, but we're also breaking up a little bit with the clouds. As you can see, there are patches of clear skies, and so that's going to be pretty much the rule tonight. We're going to be seeing clear skies off and on, mixed in with the cloudiness. And all across the country tonight, especially over the central part of the United States, we are seeing breakouts of heavy rains, and this is taking place all along a frontal system, which by tomorrow is simply going to get much closer to us. This is the cold front to watch for us as far as this weekend is concerned. The rain showers are going to be present from the southern sections of Texas, skirting all along the frontal system and up into the New England states. And tomorrow, the temperatures are going to be very cold behind another cold front that is over the central part of the nation. That cold front bringing in colder Canadian air. We'll see temperatures there in the 10s and 20s. Now, where would you rather be? Take a look at where we are. Now, here's what you can expect tomorrow. Back home.
Some say Mother Nature has a sense of humor. Others say she just knows how to make us smile. Come see her most adorable masterpiece, visiting Busch Gardens at Tampa Bay.
Most credit cards advance you cash, but then immediately take interest back and keep on taking it. But now you can get cash interest-free with your Discover card. Just pay your balance every month, and for a small transaction fee, we'll give you the cash interest-free. So take it from us, instead of giving it to them. It pays to Discover.
Hey, Wendy! Hey, Wendy. Is the weather
be all right to pour concrete tomorrow?
We are expecting to see more of this warm weather across the Bay Area, and you might want to take along your suntan lotion as well. The clouds will be there, but it's only going to be partly cloudy. We're expecting a high of 83 degrees. That brought about a record for Tampa today, so I'm sure the records are going to be set once again tomorrow. An overnight low of 60 degrees is forecast as well. Out in the Gulf, the temperature is 68. Winds tomorrow will be out of the south-southeast to 10 to 15 knots, and seas will range 2 to 3 feet. And now for the almighty important forecast, especially for this weekend. Saturday calls for partly cloudy skies with the warmest temperature of the weekend of 82 degrees. But on Sunday, we're expecting thunderstorms and much cooler weather behind that frontal system that will be causing the thunderstorms on Sunday. Monday, expect a high of only 72 degrees, definite sweater weather. And on Tuesday, 75 degrees is forecast, once again under partly cloudy skies. Well, thank goodness we're expecting to see the sun shine this Saturday, or the pirates invading Tampa would have to slosh their way through the city. And believe me, rain would not stop this mystic crew. A pirate ship teeming with bloodthirsty buccaneers set sail from Ballast Point Pier at 11:15 in the morning. Cannons will roar and the flags will fly as the ship and its accompanying flotilla head for Harbor Island. Once docked, the crew of several hundred costume pirates will swarm the shores of the captured city. And of course, there's something going on literally from the early morning straight through till the wee hours of the following morning.
Yes, there is. Don't want to get those peg legs wet. Would warp.
They'd warp.
They would warp, but we're not expecting the rain until Sunday, and any time on Sunday. So that's the good news for us.
Good for pirate dump.
Very good.
Thanks, Wendy. Thanks, Wendy. The weather's helping save the California coast from an oil spill, too. That story headlines news around your world tonight. Winds are blowing oil away from the Huntington Beach. That's where a freighter spilled its oil. So far, 300,000 gallons of crude oil spilled into the Pacific Ocean after the tanker American Trader ran over its own anchor. No laughing matter for Andy Rooney tonight. CBS suspended the 60 Minutes humorist for 3 months after a gay magazine quoted Rooney as saying blacks have watered down their genes because the less intelligent ones are the ones having all the children. In December, Rooney drew criticism from homosexual groups for anti-gay remarks he made on a TV special.
Here comes the pitch.
And there's no joy in the baseball world tonight. Tomorrow, Major League team owners are expected to meet in Chicago and agree to lock out the players. That would, in effect, stop spring training before it starts here in Florida and Arizona. The owners say they won't open the gates until players agree to a profit-sharing plan. And Bob Alvarez joins us now, and I guess that underscores the fact that baseball is a business first and entertainment second.
You know, the sides want something totally different, so I don't see how they're going to come together and get this thing ironed out. So looks like we won't have spring training for a while.
It's a shame for us here.
Bums me out terribly.
Me
Big
too.
basketball game tonight, John. That's where we're going to start off. Last year, Lakewood defeated Pinellas Park 3 times. Now, earlier this season, Pinellas Park laid one on the Spartans. Tonight, they met for the Pinellas County Conference Championship. Pick it up with the Patriots' Paula Wookett. She misses but rebounds her own miss, and that bucket started a huge run. Angela Miser on the break, 13-0 Pinellas Park. Lakewood went 3 minutes before they would score. Tanya Williams with the hoop, and that finally got the crowd fired up, but this one belonged to Pinellas Park. That is Shanta Williams, and the final score was 77-68. College basketball. Florida State dropped one to Cincinnati, 72-69, and look what happened to top-ranked Missouri. They lost to Kansas State, 65-58. Keep your eye on the game clock and Reggie Theus. Magic led 99-97, but Johnny Dawkins came back to tie the game at 99. Watch Reggie Theus once again with the clock winding down. 1 second to go, and bang! Magic beat the 76ers tonight, 101-99. Well, you know you're getting old when the guys you used to emulate on the basketball court get inducted into the Hall of Fame. And oh, how many times I tried to copy this guy's moves. Earl the Pearl Monroe, in my mind, he perfected hang time after it was invented by Elgin Baylor. Now, what about the Big E, Elvin Hayes, voted into the Hall of Fame? In his first year of eligibility, he was the Rookie of the Year in '69. And how about Dave Bing? Played in the NBA for 12 seasons, averaged 20 points per game for the Pistons, Washington, and the Celtics. Also, former 76er Neil Johnston was elected into the Hall. He passed away in 1978. Well, if you're planning a trip to Daytona to see the 500, I know there are a lot of things to see and do. Now, this is just a suggestion. While you're there, check out the vintage cars at the Race Cars of Yesterday Museum.
Primarily, that's what they did.
Since our last visit with Dave Rodenis, his stable of antique race cars has grown to 45. Most were built from 1932 to 1940 and raced in the 50s and the 60s. These are Dave's diamonds in the rough because after they're restored, they are beauties. But before the 3 to 6 months of labor, they resemble, well, a pile of junk. Dave finds these cars all over the country, and some of them are in pretty bad shape. For example, this 37 Ford was left out in the field for many years, and trees were actually growing up through the automobile. Have you ever found one that's beyond hope?
We haven't at this point. Sometimes we don't think we might make it, but after we push it back and forth 2 or 3 times, all of a sudden we keep working a little bit more, and it starts to appear more like an old race car like it was, and then we'll finish it off.
Dave Rodenis is the founder of Race Cars of Yesterday, a traveling museum of antique cars. This year, you'll find these treasures on display at 15 different tracks.
I've been around the cars for so many years, and you just hate to see them just disappear, and we've been trying to salvage that little bit of history.
There'll be a Daytona this Saturday through next Sunday.
Oh, that's great. Well, let's stay on the 60s theme here, okay? Coming up next, your ticket to the movies.
Remember long hair, hippies, and miniskirts, man? Well, tonight, Jay makes the scene as he reviews Flashback. That's next.
Star Tours. Now, at the Disney MGM Studios theme park.
R2, do hurry. The passengers are boarding.
From the combined forces of Disney and George Lucas, the most amazing ride in the universe. This time, you're in the center of the action. Star Tours, now blasting off at the Disney MGM Studios theme park.
If you can't wait that long, come to the store where you won't have to. Eckerd. Maybe you can't hurry love, but you can find the perfect Valentine's card in a hurry. American greetings at Eckerd, because America can't wait.
At GTE, we're always looking for trouble. Our 24-hour Trouble Analysis Center constantly monitors your phone lines, looking for problems. If we find one, we can fix it quickly, whether it's a small one or a larger one. You see, at GTE, it's not just communications we offer, it's solutions.
It seems like last year we were deluged with retrospectives celebrating the 1960s, and that we finally got our fill of looking back at that unusual decade in our history.
You'd think so, but no. Hollywood isn't finished with the 60s yet. Tonight, Jay Vilwalk reviews the latest offering from Movieland, a 60s theme in a 90s setting. Now playing Flashback.
Let's go, man. Hey, let's go.
I guess everybody is entitled to a bad trip. Enter something called Flashback. Dennis Hopper plays a 60s radical on the run who is being brought back to justice by Kiefer Sutherland, an FBI agent who epitomizes the 90s. It's hipster meets yupster. The rest is pure Hollywood shtick, with a plot so contrived it seems to be making itself up as it goes along. This clash of decades could have been so much better. One bright spot is Carol Kane, who plays another latter-day hippie who admits to a few 90s yearnings.
Lately, I've been dreaming about microwave ovens and automatic food processors. Think that means that I sold out?
Lucy in the sky.
Now, he lived through the 60s. What did you think of the movie Flashback?
Wow. Voice from the clouds. Now, that's heavy. Flashback. Ooh, man, I'm having a flashback now. And personally, maybe the 50s would be cool, you know? I forgot the 60s. I was there. It was kind of a blur in 70s, 80s. You know, man, bad trip. 90s already burned out. Woodstock, that was real. Peace, man.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 5, apparently that means that he is giving Flashback a 2.
Oh, right on, man.
I'm Jay Vilwa.
Good night.
Diane Roberts, John Summer, have a good evening. See you again tomorrow night at 10. Take care.
The Love Connection, tonight at midnight on your 44.
This program is brought to you in part by Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
How can you get double your pleasure?
I am standing here beside myself.
Who don't you want to see at a party? And can Arthur Murray teach you this dance?
We'll sing out all those answers and more on Inside Video this week.
Hi, I'm Paula McClure.
And I'm Nina Blackwood.
Today on Inside Video, we pay special tribute to those film stars who made it big as teenagers and look at some of the movies that brought them into the limelight.
In the past 20 years, there have been at least a half-dozen films that significantly changed the way young people are portrayed on screen and produced some of today's biggest film stars.
We start our salute with American Graffiti, the 1973 film that set the standard for modern-day teen movies.
We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
American Graffiti featured a brilliant rock and roll soundtrack and a story that dealt with teenagers coming of age following high school graduation. The film was written and directed by Star Wars creator George Lucas, and it brought together an excellent young cast of future stars.
Come on, what?
Oh, Stephen, please smile.
Cindy Williams became the star of television's Laverne and Shirley. Ron Howard starred in Happy Days, a TV series based on American Graffiti, and has since directed the hit films Cocoon and Parenthood.
Hey, you're supposed to be the fastest thing in the valley, man, but that can't be your car. It must be your mama's car.
But the biggest success stories of American Graffiti belong to Harrison Ford and Richard Dreyfuss.
I just saw a vision. I saw a goddess.
American Graffiti proved to be a perfect vehicle for Dreyfuss's boyish charm, propelling him to instant stardom.
I sleep in the nude. A buffo. Winter and summer, rain or snow, with the windows open.
4 years later, Dreyfuss won the Academy Award for Best Actor in The Goodbye Girl. With excellent performances in such hits as Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Dreyfuss has become one of Hollywood's most bankable stars.
Listen, if you're going to race John Milner, you can let me out right when we get there.
Now, why don't you shut up, baby?
Harrison Ford had only a supporting role in American Graffiti, but his connection with director George Lucas led to Star Wars and Indiana Jones. The rest, of course, is film history.
I came here to save you. Oh, yeah? And who's going to come to save you?
When he is not engaged in the superheroics of Indiana Jones, Ford tries more dramatic roles in films like Frantic.
Then I propose another exchange. And this time, I decide how it's going to be done.
For Dreyfuss and Ford, American Graffiti was the film that put their careers into Hollywood's fast lane.
9 years after American Graffiti, writer-director Barry Levinson made Diner, a bittersweet story of kids learning to cope with adulthood.
Well, Elise has about a 70...
Daniel Stern, Kevin Bacon, Paul Reiser, Ellen Barkin, Steve Guttenberg, and Mickey Rourke. Almost the entire cast of Diner has gone on to become top Hollywood stars.
I forgot. I play some bets tonight. I'm gonna have it.
In Diner, Mickey Rourke plays the outsider, in trouble for failing to pay gambling debts. It's the kind of character Rourke has since become famous for.
Would you like an egg? No, thank you. I got a thing about chickens.
As Harry Angel in the surrealistic Angel Heart, Rourke is at his best as a down-and-out private detective trying to solve a mysterious case.
I'll tell you one thing that happens when you get married. You have to give up your old friends.
Eddie, I think you better check that
2
again.
points.
I don't think you added it right.
I checked these figures very thoroughly.
What do you think he'll do?
In Diner, Steve Gutenberg makes his fiancée take a football trivia test to qualify for the marriage.
The marriage is off.
Gutenberg decides to go through with the wedding, but his actions would be right at home with many of his later characters.
You make me sick.
Thank you, sir. I make everybody sick.
If Gutenberg does make everybody sick, in Police Academy, it's from laughter.
You must have traveled far. Come rest your weary feet.
Bacon plays a college dropout in trouble with his family and uncertain of his future. 2 years later, in his breakout hit Footloose, Bacon plays the new kid in town, struggling to find acceptance.
I don't have any sense of myself anymore. I don't know what I am.
Ellen Barkin feels trapped in an unhappy marriage in Diner. In The Big Easy, marriage is the furthest thing from her mind.
You still mad at me, Cher, huh?
You don't get it, do you? You're a cop, for God's sake. You're supposed to uphold the law, but instead you bend it, twist it, and sell it.
In Diner, Daniel Stern collects records. In the Milagro Beanfield War, he collects information.
I'm doing research. Yeah. I'm writing a thesis.
Oh?
I'm supposed to be here 6 months. I've got a grant to stay here.
Hey, cut it out, woman.
What is it, music?
Yeah, it's a Colts marching song. It's very tasteful. Very tasteful.
Paul Reiser is the comedian among the group of friends in Diner. But as the co-star of Aliens, his actions were anything but funny.
So I made a decision, and it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Right.
These people are dead, Burke!
Diner brought together a remarkable group of young and talented actors, and their careers have since made them very popular among young fans.
Diner was the first film Barry Levinson directed. He has since gone on to direct such super hits as Good Morning Vietnam and Rain Man, the winner of last year's Oscar for Best Picture.
He's had a good streak. And of course, those two films are available on home video, along with all of the movies featured on Inside Video this week. We'll be back with more teen idols in a few moments.
Coming up, Ridgemont High's favorite topic.
It's no huge thing. It's just sex.
And Tom Cruise pays off.
Tell me I owe you another $300.
We'll be back in a few minutes. Oh, my lips are dry.
Don't use plain petroleum jelly. Use Blistex.
Come on. Blistex is for cold sores.
It also works better on dry lips. Blistex contains moisture for faster relief of dryness. Plain petroleum jelly doesn't. Blistex also has 2 medicated ingredients to relieve discomfort.
This doesn't.
Only Blistex has that great lip tip.
Adds moisture, relieves discomfort, lip tip. That makes Blistex ointment better.
Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch. That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
The bill's twice as big as usual.
'Cause, honey, you ate twice as much.
With extra strength Tums EX, even twice the heartburn's no sweat. It's twice as strong, twice as fast as regular Rolaids.
It's J. Byron's Super Saturday Sale.
Saturday, February 10th. Open early, 9 a.m. Save 25 to 60% on select items all day long.
Save 60% on all 14-karat gold chains, charms, and earrings.
50% off our entire stock of Seiko watches.
Juniors, 40% on activewear featuring Shell Shock and men's Levi's Action Flat.
25 to 60% savings all day during J. Byron's Super Saturday Sale.
Don't miss it.
These movies have to be back tomorrow, right?
Relax. With Blockbuster Video's 3-evening rentals, you'll have plenty of time to watch all the newest releases, like Lockup from IBE.
I pay my debt to the state, not to me.
In 6 months, Frank Leone could be a free man. he can just hang on.
You won't break me.
Lock-up, starring Sylvester Stallone, rated R from IVE.
More movies, more nights, more fun.
Blockbuster Video. What a difference.
We're back. We've taken a look at teen idols who went on to make big names for themselves.
It's really amazing how far some of these actors have come, how they've graduated from teen romps to serious roles.
That's right, and speaking of graduating, our next film features the very unusual senior class of Ridgemont High.
In Fast Times, Sean Penn grabbed audiences' attention with his offbeat portrayal of Jeff Spicoli, an empty-headed surfer dude.
What's the reason for your truancy?
Just couldn't make it on time.
Why are you continuously late for this class, Mr. Spicoli? Why do you shamelessly waste my time like this?
I don't know.
But in the same year Fast Times was made, Penn demonstrated his range as an actor with his smoldering performance in Bad Boys, which also marked the beginning of Penn's reputation as a real-life bad boy. And in 1985's Falcon and the Snowman, Sean Penn is still up to no good.
Now, how much are they paying you down there? Is that some big secret, too?
$140 a week before taxes.
Do you know what I'm offering you? Do you know what I make?
About 10 times that.
Easy, and it's about to double. I'm about this far away from a truly amazing connection.
9 iron?
We'll be rich.
We're already rich.
No. I mean rich. Hey, he who dies with the most toys wins.
In Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Phoebe Cates plays the girl with all the answers.
Stace, what do you care about Mark Ratner for? I mean, he's a 16-year-old usher in the movie theater. You have dated older guys. You work at the best food stand in the mall. And you are a close personal friend of mine.
But in Date with an Angel, when her fiancé jilts her, Phoebe is the one with all the problems.
You look awful.
Thank you.
What happened to you?
I've regained my feminine dignity. Now, where's that angel bitch?
In Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Judge Reinhold used a blend of humor and reality to make us believe he's just a regular guy, even when he's being a hero.
I got you. There goes your right home.
Awesome! Totally awesome!
Playing a regular guy who gets in over his head is part of Reinhold's appeal. And one of the reasons he's so effective as Eddie Murphy's sidekick in Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2.
You just hit a small car! I know, it's okay, I know the guy! He's a jerk!
That's very funny. Sean Penn, Phoebe Cates, Judge Reinhold. Talk about a graduating class.
Well, I'm not exactly sure if Sean Penn's character actually graduated, but our next teen idol found a very unique way to combine his senior year in high school with his business goals.
Now, it's my understanding, Joel, that you would like to attend Princeton.
Yes, sir. Very much so.
And you wish to major in?
Business.
Business. Yes.
And business is exactly what Tom Cruise gets into. Risky business. In this 1983 blockbuster that skyrocketed him to superstardom, Cruise forms a partnership with Rebecca De Mornay.
If we ever got our friends together, we'd make a fortune. You know that?
Yeah, you're right.
You want to do that?
What?
Get our friends together next couple of days.
No.
What if I said I'd be your girlfriend next couple of days?
In this early Tom Cruise film, he plays a victim of circumstance, unable to control what's happening to him.
In a sluggish economy, never, ever with another man's livelihood. Now, if you're smart, like I hope you are, you're not gonna make me come back here.
But in 1988's Oscar-winning Rain Man, Cruise plays a self-assured wheeler dealer who kidnaps his autistic brother from a rest home.
Did he let you drive the Buick?
Yeah, slow on the driveway.
Well, we'll have to let you drive sometime. Raymond! You never touch the steering wheel when I'm driving. Do you hear me?
Beneath the
Risky Business also marked the beginning of a promising acting career for newcomer Rebecca De Mornay. De Mornay went on to portray a wide range of characters, including this gritty performance in Runaway Train.
Do it yourself if you're so brave!
I would if I had two hands.
You think you can sacrifice someone else's life instead of your own? You're an animal.
It's quite a change from a role in Risky Business. Now, you know, different than teenage actors in the past, it seems that today's young actors work very hard not to be stereotyped.
Well, you're right. They might be in a comedy or in a drama all in the same year. It's a very interesting group, and we'll be right back to see lots more of them.
Coming up, Molly Ringwald meets her fan.
And Kelly LeBrock takes a chance.
What would you little maniacs like to do first?
If this is your idea of a hot breakfast, think about this. In the time it takes to make coffee, you can make a Belgian waffle that's crispy outside, fluffy inside, with a real strawberry sauce. Swanson Great Starts Breakfast. A real breakfast in minutes.
America's two leading spaghetti sauces, Prego and Ragu. As you can clearly see, thick, rich Prego comes out on top, and Ragu comes out on the bottom. See it for yourself. Prego spaghetti sauce comes out on top.
Question. Which face pad has stronger medicine than Oxy pads? Stridex. Clearasil. Wrong. Nobody has stronger medicine than Oxy pads.
There goes our ride home.
I gotta stop thinking about Fifth Avenue candy bars. Those crunchy layers of peanut butter, that Hershey's pure milk chocolate. No, no more. I'm cured. Oh, no.
Fifth Avenue. It's everything it's cracked up to be.
A day at Cypress Gardens, the most beautiful day of all. Cypress Gardens. Our ice show. It's hot.
These movies have to be back tomorrow, right?
Relax. With Blockbuster Video's 3 evening rentals, you'll have plenty of time to watch all the newest releases, like Lockup from IVE.
I pay my debt to the state, not to me.
In 6 months, Frank Leone could be a free man. If he can just hang on.
You won't break me.
Lockup, starring Sylvester Stallone, rated R from IVE.
More movies, more nights, more fun.
Blockbuster Video. What a difference.
Friday, the Right Stuff Week continues.
Are you ready for me?
Just take those old records on the shelf. Sit and listen to myself.
Turn up the heat. It's time to get risky. Tom Cruise has all the right stuff. Risky Business. Friday night at 8 on your 44.
In 1985, director-writer John Hughes put together an ensemble cast of young actors for a small movie about teen conflicts entitled The Breakfast Club. It featured 5 very talented newcomers.
Teenage rebellion was certainly not a new topic, but in The Breakfast Club, the audience got a chance to see young anger worked out between teens with no adult pollution.
You're just feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, if I did, nobody else would.
Oh, you're breaking my heart. Sporto? What?
You get along with your parents?
Well, if I say yes, I'm an idiot, right?
You're an idiot anyway. Are you gonna be like a shopping bag lady?
I'll do what I have to do.
Why do you have to do anything?
My home life is unsatisfying.
Molly Ringwald has starred in 3 John Hughes films. She and Anthony Michael Hall first met in 16 Candles.
All right. And he'd come around.
Greg, that sister!
In her 3rd Hughes film, Pretty in Pink, Ringwald confronts the serious adult world.
Please just listen to me, please.
I've already been through this, Andy.
Sure, you go through it every day. You're still going through it. Why can't you just realize that she's gone and she's not going to come back? She's never coming back.
Shut up!
Why can't you accept it? She's just gone.
Emilio Estevez has successfully grown from teen to young adult roles, but he still does best with sensitive characters.
Fine. You tell me you're checking out a lead, I'm going to believe you're checking out a lead. Okay? I realize this is a low priority detail.
Oh.
I mean, can we talk, you know? Nobody's really going to care what we do. Bottom of the barrel. Right. But I would appreciate that you not act like a teenager in heat while we're working together. Okay?
The dark, reclusive child of the Breakfast Club has become a beautiful and talented actress. Ali Sheedy seems well on her way to stardom.
Disguise. Camouflage. Hi.
Number 5. You got away?
Yep.
You can't stay here. They'll find you.
Stephanie. Change color. Attractive. Nice software.
Well, you sure don't talk like a machine.
No, we haven't forgotten about the resident nerd, Anthony Michael Hall. His love life in 16 Candles was small potatoes compared to what Kelly LeBrock had in mind.
Where do you think you're going?
To a movie?
Party?
Movie party is what it is, folks.
You know, there's going to be sex, drugs, rock and roll, chips, dips, chains, whips. You know, your basic high school orgy type of thing.
Huh. Teenage fantasies. I'm sure you noticed in teen movies, few if any adults are portrayed as understanding or really with it.
And I'm afraid it's not going to get any better, as you'll see when we return with more Teen Idols. So stay with us.
Coming up, the fate of the world hangs on a game.
Tick, tack, toe.
Kenny says, son, you need to keep both feet on the ground.
My mom always tells me girls should dress like girls.
And then he hits me with, you need to be more level-headed. So I said,
Oh, yeah? One of life's great kicks, tweaks. Oh, yeah.
When zits appear,
Oh, no!
do you feel like the star of a zitcom? Then tune to Oxy 10 to zap the zits you have and help prevent pimple reruns. Oxy 10, the zit zapper.
Starburst California fruit chews, 4 mouth-watering flavors like strawberry watermelon and Malibu punch. That'll give your mouth a splash of California.
These movies have to be back tomorrow, right?
Relax. With Blockbuster Video's 3 evening rentals, you'll have plenty of time to watch all the newest releases, like Lockup from IBE.
I paid my debt to the state, not to me.
In 6 months, Frank Leone could be a free man. If he can just hang on.
You won't break me.
Lockup, starring Sylvester Stallone, rated R from IBE.
More movies, more nights, more fun.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
Welcome back. We've been enjoying some classic movies with youthful themes and teen stars.
And we'll begin this last segment with a movie that has to be the classic teen fantasy film of all time.
Something like this.
What are you doing?
In Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Matthew Broderick demonstrated that teen dreams can come true.
So far this semester, he has been absent 9 times.
I don't remember him being sick 9 times.
I've got it right here in front of me. He has missed 9 days.
I asked for a car, I got a computer. How's that for being born under a bad sign?
The hit movie also introduced 2 young stars of the future, Charlie Sheen and Jennifer Grey.
You didn't tell me your name.
Oh, well, it's Jean, but a lot of guys call me Shauna.
Okay, Gene.
Matthew Broderick first came to national attention in 1983, along with co-star Ali Sheedy in War Games.
Well, what are we gonna do? I don't know. Do you?
I told you not to start playing games with that thing.
It's games. Games! Try it. John, have it list games.
Stephen, for Christ's sake.
No, let him. He's played it before.
He can hardly do worse than you have, John.
2 numbers.
Tick, tack, toe.
Charlie Sheen quickly left his teen image behind in the Academy Award-winning film Platoon.
How in the you get here anyway? Now, you look educated.
I volunteered for it.
You do what?
I volunteered. I dropped out of college and told him I wanted the infantry, combat, in Vietnam.
What we got here is a crusader.
In 1987, the hit movie Dirty Dancing created dance and fashion trends around the world. Patrick Swayze became a teen heartthrob, along with the girl in his arms, Jennifer Grey.
You can't just leave her.
I didn't blow a summer hauling toasted bagels just to bail out some little chick. Some people count. Some people don't.
You make me sick. Stay away from me. Stay away from my sister, or I'll have you fired.
As a theme, the coming of age continues to be popular both at the box office as well as with young talent. In 1986, Rob Reiner put together yet another excellent ensemble cast for his hit movie, Stand By Me.
It's like God gave you something, man. All those stories that you can make up. And he said, this is what we got for you, kid. Try not to lose.